Hey guys, I basically have no setup and no plan as to how I'm going to introduce this, but I'm so excited for this video. It's a battle of the beauty blenders, and I'm so excited for this. Like, I didn't even clean my room, so like it looks disgusting, and I just got all my shipments in, and I know like I'm going to have like a friend who comments and is like, clean your room, you dirty hoe, before you like videotape yourself doing random stuff in it. And to that I say, Fatima, stop watching my videos, and you too, Mom. You too. I'm back and I have wet each of my sponges, so let me introduce you to them. I have 6 of them. This one from Amazon, it comes in a 12-piece brush set that's like $12, and it comes with this. Pleasantly surprised. It's very, very dense, and it retains a lot of water, so it's not a beauty blender dupe. But it does smooth that concealer really well, foundation really well. I still use it. I wet it in the morning, and I'll use it to, you know, spread out my little Makeup Forever foundation here. And, I really actually enjoy it. This is not like a foam or a spongy thing. Well, I guess it's more foam than sponge. The rest of them are more spongy, and this is like a foam. So, you know how memory foam, it takes a second to like sort of regain its shape? It's just like memory foam. I mean, if I had to, this is I think the exact, product. It's very dense, retains water, and a lot of times when you're using liquid foundation, something more liquidy like the Cover Effects custom cover drops, which isn't a foundation, it's definitely like more of like a serum consistency. It tends to just stick on the outside, so it's not porous. Like, it won't absorb all your product, but it'll just stick on the outside. So is this a dupe? No. But is it something that you could use and work into your makeup routine? I think so. Next one I have is basically one that you can buy at any Ulta, any Marshalls, any, Ross, any sort of, it's just a generic dupe. You'll see them all over. In my opinion, it's the worst sponge out of them all. It is so, I think this was $7 from Ross. Yeah, it was $7. And it is the densest. It absorbs the most makeup. I hate this shape, just like, it's so hard, stains, it's too dense, it absorbs product, it retains water, it hurts your face. I don't know why you would want to use this. This is my least favorite one. So, I recommend, either not picking this up, or if you do, just get rid of it and try another one of these, because they're all better than that one. The next sponge that I'm going to be talking about is actually going to be, I'm going to talk about one of these. So this is like your classic makeup sponge. You see them in packs of like 100 for $3, okay? You can get them in any Rite Aid, Dollar Tree, Ulta, CVS. They're everywhere. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All our moms had them. And it's very porous. It's very soft. I wet it. So yeah, if you wet the sponge, I mean, it does a really great job of distributing the foundation. It doesn't absorb a lot of it. It dries down. The only downside to this is that it's not really reusable. Like, if you try hard enough, I'm sure you can use it maybe 3 times, and then after that it's pushing it. So the downside to this is that you get to, you can't really use it for a long time. But then, the trade-off is just that, like, you get another one. They come in packs of 100 for $3. So, I mean, like, is it really that big of a deal? I mean, each one of these costs, like, what then? Like, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 at the most. The next one that I'm going to be talking about is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. So, this is, I guess, the one that gets talked about the most often. And to compare it to the real beauty blender, okay, it's almost just as spongy and like soft, but I will say this is denser, and it holds on to a little bit more water than the original beauty blender. When you squeeze them together, there's more material between these 2 fingers than there are between this, because I can squeeze out more air in this because it's more porous. That being said, it's a very close dupe. This is the one that I've been using for so long, and again, it's stained because I just used it to try to test them out a little bit. And this one also looks stained, but it's brand new. I just received it in the mail like an hour ago. And you squeeze them, and they are basically exactly the same. They both grow, they're both soft, they don't retain a lot of water, they don't absorb product. I mean, they're miracle sponges, but I definitely will say that this is less dense, and I can see how this would apply even just a little bit more, a little tiny bit more of an airbrushed final product. And I can see how this would create that. So I understand why some people still prefer the Beauty Blender. This is a close dupe. This thing is $20. $20 for one sponge. And this little guy is actually $6. I've seen it for $6. So, I mean, in the long run, this is a very, very good, you know, other option. And the 6th sponge that I actually have is the newest addition to the Beauty Blender family. Yeah, so in terms of all this, you've heard me talk about staining. This definitely stains, and this one is the only one where, like, you can sort of rinse it off. It doesn't look like there's any product on it. Again, right now, you can see that's orange because my skin color, right? But this thing doesn't stain, and it's the Beauty Blender Nude. And the reason they came up with it is because people were complaining about this pink one staining. And I want to see if it's exactly the same, because I heard some people saying that they have different densities, and I gotta say, you know, neither of them ran with their colors, and neither of them, like, are more dense than the other. They're exactly the same. So this is more slender and more ovular, and this is more like circular and more bulbous. So that's the only, like, ergonomic, you know, difference I see between these in shape. But besides that, I mean, the material, the application, everything is exactly the same, and they're both the same price. So you're not saving any money by getting the brown one. Thank God, because that'd be sort of racist. $20. $20 for these babies, so $40. So basically now I've gone through the rundown of all these different sponges, and I guess it's time to say, you know, which one I think is the closest dupe to the Beauty Blender. And I gotta hand it to this guy. Alright, I know that this is so overlooked in sort of makeup, you know, videos and blog posts and, you know, Instagram. Like, you never see these things. Like, this is like something that you see only on, like, pro artists, you know, pictures and stuff. You know why? Because these work just the same as this. And the reason why they don't mind is because it works exactly the same. Like I said, the only downside is that, I mean, it's sort of flimsier, but I don't really find a problem with it. The downside is that you have to throw these away. And while you do have to replace these every so often, I would say 4 to 6 months. I don't really know the exact time range, but I would say 4 to 6 months, easy. This one is like 4 uses, maybe, okay? 3 uses I think is safe to say. But again, a pack of these is, what is it? I said $2-3. I mean, it's not that big of a deal to throw one of these out and get a new one and use it in place of it. So, I mean, they're both like very, very, I mean, I think that the Beauty Blender is actually more dense than this one right here. This one does absorb a little bit more product, and obviously it stains, and that's why I think you have to throw it away. But again, like, for the price of it, the absorption, you know, I don't really know that it's a big deal. It's not a deal breaker in my book. These are very, very similar materials. I actually think that the Beauty Blender is the exact same material as the plastic makeup sponges. The reason why they get to charge more is because of the shape, and it's just a little bit more durable. But these are almost exactly the same material. This one is just a little less dense, absorbs a little bit more product, but I think it's a small price to pay for a lot of us who are on a little bit of a budget, and a lot of us who don't care about the Beauty Blender. So my final say is, if you don't care about this thing and you're really just thinking about application, then these are just fine. And I also wouldn't, you know, knock the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge. These are just fine. This is just fine. I mean, for $5 or $6, you're getting a great product, and you can reuse this versus throwing away the little wedges every time you use them. But that's basically my general rundown of the whole Beauty Blender schematic here. This is just fine. I mean, for $5 or $6, you're getting a great product, and you can reuse this versus throwing away the little wedges every time you use them. But that's basically my general rundown of the whole beauty blender schematic here. These things are so popular now. No one wants to do makeup without a little sponge in their hand. No one wants to contour without them. And I mean, they are really wonderful products, so I can sort of understand why. Anyways, thank you guys for being with me today, and thank you for bearing with me and all my craziness. I was so excited to talk about these products, and I'm glad I got to share with you which one is my favorite. And I hope you're having a lovely day.